Carla?
So recently on the Troy Philippines page, we've been getting messages from like high school students asking if we had like an outreach program. Do you plan to do anything that like targets high school students?
Right. So I touched on this a little in my speech. Coordinating with the admissions office to seek prospective members. I know that they have a list of all the emails of potential Filipino American members coming, and I personally want to email all of them for them to come through. What frustrates me the most is having Filipinos in my class that aren't in Troy 5. And I try my hardest to get them to come through. And it's all about just persisting them and making them come through. And I love doing that, so that's why I want to become EVP as well.
In regards to recruitment, what would you say to Filipino students who are on the fence of joining Troy 5? Like, what are specific aspects that you would advertise to?
Right. So going along what I said earlier, when I tell other Filipino friends that aren't in the club, so what do you guys do? Eat lumpia and stuff? Like, no, you have to give them the whole gimmick, right? You have to tell them everything you do. You have to constantly invite them to the things, constantly talk about it, and that's exactly what I've been doing. For those people on the fence, that's the issue. But also, we want to keep our members that are generally interested and make them a more integral part of this community.
So there's been trouble bringing people out to SE Plaza events.
Yep.
I can speak to that. But what would you do and how would you go about getting people to go to those? Or can you say like how you feel about the events in general?
Right. Well, first of all, I want to say that I think SE Plaza events are great. I was a little reluctant. You guys are from SE Plaza, but I was a little reluctant in the beginning to go to them. But when you start going there, you learn a lot of things that you would never thought of. When I went to my first SE Plaza collab this year, I learned how to do that generational identity workshop where we have the map of the Philippines and the map of America and what the interrelations are between them. And I learned that from SE Plaza. And it's going to these things that people don't realize that actually give tremendous value. And there's two things I want to do with that. First, I want to give pitch decks during general meetings to explain, like a 5-minute pitch deck, why these are important. What are they going to cover? Because typically, someone comes up here, hey, we're going to a collab, who wants to come? But no, people need to know exactly what they're getting themselves into. And second, just developing closer relationships so you can ask people on a one-on-one basis, right? That's the whole part of the community. People are more involved when they feel, more in touch with everyone else. Right?
From my perspective, you're really involved in externalizing right now because you're really good friends with the current EVP. How do you see that changing next year once she graduates, God willing?
To be honest, I love going to things with Jackie, but that's not the reason why I like going to these events. For example, I go to all the community outreach events that she doesn't go to because I generally have a passion for the community. I love KBKN, APASA, JFAB, everything. I love what I do, and I do it not because of other people, but because for myself, and to allow other people to explore that aspect of them.
So in my experience, a lot of general members are hesitant to go to these events because sometimes there's not enough e-board members that go, and that usually generates interest. How do you plan to kind of supersede that?
I agree, that is a general problem. Even right now, I'm wrestling with getting e-boarders to come out to Philippine X Visibility, right? But with regards to that, I want to set the tone for next year. Be a more stronger force by making them come, constantly reminding them, hey, we joined this for this reason and we have to commit, right? This is a commitment that's very important that not only affects the e-boarders but all the general members. So definitely establishing that tone and also setting the example, right? People aren't going to go if you aren't going. And that's definitely something, that's definitely one of my leadership examples, or qualities, is setting by example. Jackie?
So a lot of the EVP position is interacting with the other EVPs from other organizations. And from working with you on eBoard, I've noticed that you have a very strong personality. So how do you think deal with conflict, or if you don't get along with another person's leadership style?
Right. Yeah, I grew up moving a lot. I got to experience a whole range of people, right? Culver City, Downey, Beverly Hills, Koreatown, Filipino town. So I have a pretty good grasp of interacting with a wide range of people from different economic, economic, ethnically, everything, right? And in a case where like a trouble or a problem arises, I would step back, interact with other people, ask them how should I proceed with this, and to move forward.